Remember when I said 15? Yeah, I'm an idiot. I forgot to include two of my favorite pieces of Dragon Ball media. Oops. Now, I know some people don't consider them a part of the film series, but I do because, like everything else on this list, they do something really different and add a different perspective to the entire series. Bardock, the father of Goku, is not about Goku at all. Rather, as the title suggests, his father, Bardock. After a routine takeover of a planet for Frieza, Bardock is given the gift of psychic powers, being able to see the future. But this gift starts to become more of a curse as he starts to see the destruction of planet Vegeta. Using this knowledge, it shows his last moments against Frieza and becomes one of the most iconic moments of the franchise. Bardock himself is also one of my favorite characters that Dragon Ball has ever produced. He is not a good guy. He is a prideful Saiyan through and through. He is bloodthirsty, he is destructive, he is deadly. Everything about this film just works. The action and animation is fantastic, and the music is a lot better than normal, and the emotion here is stronger than ever. The Funimation dub was done really early when they got the license to it. So while it's not as refined as later iterations of the films are, this still holds up really well. If you wanted a good entry point to the series, this is one of the perfect ways to do that, especially because this is the first thing in the timeline. Well, except for that one, but we don't mention that one. It has the perfect action that we love from Z, while also managing to get away from all the cliches that most of the films have. Not only is it a great part of Dragon Ball media, but it's also just a great film in general. Everything I love about the franchise is shown in this movie, and if you aren't already a Dragon Ball fan, this could easily sway you. The only thing that can deter from that is the line delivery because, like I said, it's early Funimation, so it is still kinda hokey. They haven't gone on the same role that they are at now with all their animation. Something about this just seems like they're trying harder to create a better product. You have to give this a watch. This gets a 9 out of 10. I tend to group this film together along with Tree of Might. Lord Slug involves a meteor crashing toward Earth. It turns out that this meteor was a spaceship inhabited by Lord Slug and his crew. They terra-freeze the planet and collect the Dragon Balls to give Lord Slug eternal youth. The setup to the film is pretty awesome, and there's great build-up to the actual fight between Goku and Slug. Slug is a pretty cool villain, literally being a Z version of Demon King Piccolo. Some of the cliches that started with Tree of Might also started popping up here, like Piccolo saving Gohan, and of course, the Goku Ex Machina, this time shown with a false Super Saiyan. It is pretty cool, and when this film was released, we were always alluded to this idea of a Super Saiyan. We had no idea what it was or how it looked. All we knew was the power that it had because of what Vegeta told us. But it honestly makes no sense in this film because it just happens out of nowhere. Overall, I think this film isn't as exciting as the others, but as a fan, there are some things that I can find in it that I enjoy, and it's a pretty fun pastime. Like Tree of Might, it does some things really awesomely and some things just rather blandly. And that's some of the reason why I always pair these two together. Again, I can only really say that this is good for a Dragon Ball fan, not anybody else trying to get into the franchise. But once you understand the rules and some of the lingo already, I'd say this is worth checking out. This gets a 5 out of 10. Alright, this one is where shit starts getting really interesting. Cooler's Revenge is a film that does its best to really separate itself from the cliches of the other films, which is a nice change of pace from Lord Slug and Tree of Might, which were all Dragon Ball cliches. Cooler's Revenge is about Frieza's brother taking revenge on the Saiyans after discovering what happened to his brother on Namek. What a lot of the other films do is show Goku off as this ultimate badass. Goku usually makes short work of any of the threats that occur, and he's usually always in charge. And when he's not, Goku Ex Machina's right around the corner. Usually no villain is ever really a threat to him, but that's to be expected since it is Goku after all. But in this film, Cooler comes in and catches Goku off guard, leading him to actually being out of commission for a majority of the movie, leaving the other Z fighters to be in charge with dealing with the threat. The entire film is more about protecting Goku rather than having him fighting, which is amazing. Watching Gohan, Krillin, and Piccolo trying to hold their own against Frieza's brother, who is shown to be even stronger, we have that hopeless feeling. And I know some people would argue with me because this movie ends with a Super Saiyan. And at this point in the series, it's still this ultimate power that cannot be beat. The instant you see that golden spiky hair, you know shit's gonna get awesome. And I honestly don't consider it a Goku Ex Machina. We see the Super Saiyan as a power that Goku hasn't really gotten control over yet, which is why he didn't transform during the initial fight and relied on the Kaioken. When he sees the destruction of his planet and his friends, that's when the rage triggers and that's when he transforms. It's It's not something that's just picked out of thin air. The entire movie built to that single moment. The dramatic irony of Cooler is also fantastic, making me love him in this movie. This is one of the films I feel anybody can watch, because it really is a great introductory piece to a lot of the Dragon Ball mythos. So I highly recommend checking this out. This gets a 7 out of 10. Hey guys, thanks for watching! If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to see more reviews, then click the playlist to see my other stupid opinions. Alright, see you next video!